Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephanie Wilkinson, and I'm Manager of Communications and Media with Saskatchewan. Today, the SPSA will provide an overview of the wildfires in the province. I would also like to note that we are recording the call. The recording will be posted on our Facebook and YouTube page. Today, we'll hear from SPSA's President and Fire Commissioner Marlo Pritchard. Steve Roberts, our VP of Operations, is away today, but we have SPSA's Executive Director of Land Operations, Bryan Chartrand, here with us. We have a hard stop at 2:15, so we'll ask members of the media to ask one question. And if we have time, we will go to follow-ups. But we do have a hard stop at 2:15 today. With that, I will turn it over to Marlo Pritchard for our update.
As you have heard the last few days, we currently have 24 active wildfires on the landscape in Saskatchewan. We have 3 that are categorized as contained, 7 not contained, 11 ongoing assessments, and 3 are listed as protecting values. Currently, we have the average is 141 5-year average, and to date, we have had 252 wildfires. We're still reporting approximately 400 values lost, but SPSA verification teams will be deployed as soon as we can, probably within the next 48 hours, to start that challenging task and very sad task of verifying what properties were lost and rolling that up. So they will be starting as conditions allow, as long as we can get our staff in safely to those locations. As you can see, we are experiencing some light rain right now. I'm hoping that will make a difference, or at least an impact. Bryan will talk a little bit more about some of the, advantages we will see over the next 24 to 48 hours as we see some rain, and hopefully we get more than's forecast. We have 36 active evacuations, and I'll just quickly go over the fires of note. Shoe Fire, Lower Fishing Lake area, is currently 496,695 hectares, classified as not contained. We have evacuations of Lower Fishing Lake, Piperill Lake, East Trout Lake, Little Bear Lake, White Swan, Wayland Bay. There's also a voluntary evacuation of Candle Lake and the RM of Paddock Wood, which is in the Candle Lake area. We're still seeing intermittent closures of highway at Junction 913 and 106, Junction 120 and 106, Junction 912 and 913, Junction 165 and 106, at Junction 120 and 913. We have the J. Smith near Mississippi. Current size is 136,876 hectares. We are currently protecting values, and we have an evacuation at Brabant. Highway 102 has been closed intermittently from McLennan Lake to Junction 905, and we do have intermittent or power outage due to power pole damage in that area. The Pishu fire is classified as not contained. It is 159,485 hectares. We have evacuations of the tri-communities, Hall Lake, Namibin, Sucker River, and Wadden Bay. The fire has crossed Highway 165 and is impacting Highway 910 northbound near Highway 165. And Junction Highway 913 to Junction Highway 165 is closed. And Highway 102, LaRange to Sucker River is closed. But again, on any of all of those, please make sure you check the highway hotline for current conditions, as those conditions can change. The Wolf Fire, west of Denair Beach, current size is 130,822 hectares, classified as not contained. We have evacuations of Denair Beach, Jan Lake, and the Farinum mine site. We have impacts on Highway 106 in the vicinity of the fire. Pelican 2 fire, which is northeast of Pelican Narrows. Current size is 34,028 hectares, classified as not contained. We have evacuations of Pelican Narrows, the priority 1s and priority 2s, and individuals from the north side of the community have been evacuated. The fire did breach Highway 135 near the bridge, so traffic has been restricted in and out of Pelican Narrows to the town, to the south of the town. and we are still seeing power outages in that area. Club Fire, north of Creighton, current size is 17,327 hectares, which is on the Saskatchewan side, and another 60,537 hectares on the Manitoba side. It's classified as not contained, and again, the evacuations Creighton and Denair Beach, and Highway 106 is closed from junction 135 to Creighton, and again, power outages remain in that area, with Sask Power working on reestablishing power as quickly as they can. We also have the Ditch Fire north of Weyakwan. Current size is approximately 150,000 hectares, classified as not contained. Evacuations, community evacuations are Weyakwan, Resort Subdivision of Ramsey Bay, Northern Hamlet of Timber Bay and Melanosa, and Highway 2 has been intermittently closed due to fire and smoke conditions. I do want to take a moment just to talk about some evacuee supports. As I mentioned before, we're still reporting between 10 and 15,000 individuals that have been impacted and are either being supported by SPSA or the Red Cross. But if individuals are trying to register with SPSA and having difficulty with the Sask Evac app, they can call the 1-855-559-5502, and we'll help support them getting either on the evac or getting their names so that they can get the help and support that they need in whichever community they're going to. Again, emergency crisis support from the SPSA and the Red Cross, and many, many volunteers are working across the province at different sites to support those individuals that have had to flee the wildfire conditions and smoke. Earlier today, government in Saskatchewan also announced that there would be an increase in the daily funds, I guess, fees, funds to support those individuals that have been evacuated. Minister Tim MacLeod, in conjunction with the SPSA, has increased financial assistance for those registered with SPSA. The amounts have been raised to provide the head of the household $40 per day, up from $20, and additional members of the household would increase to $20 per day, up from $10 a day to a maximum of $200 a day. That's in addition to the $15 million that the government of Saskatchewan has already pledged to the Canadian Red Cross to support those displaced residents across the province. Again, I'll just remind everyone, for the evacuees, they must register with either SPSA or the Canadian Red Cross. Again, don't register with both of them. We have those numbers that we just talked about. In case of evacuation, please contact your community leaders, community officials, who will help you in those next steps to safely remove or get yourself out of those communities that are impacted. Again, we have this Sask Alert app, and if you're struggling with the Sask Alert app, or if you don't have access to the website, again, call that 1-855 number and we will get you registered. We'll also just make a mention on donations. We know that there is a great desire of the individuals across Saskatchewan to help those that are evacuated. We are asking people just to hold off on dropping off any donations, especially at the hotels. It's causing some kind of disruption and concerns. We will be announcing details later on where to drop off those donations to support those evacuees. So early next week, I expect that we will have an announcement to direct those great citizens of Saskatchewan who want to help everybody that has been impacted by this, and again, I want to thank you for that. I also want to just take a moment to also thank our partners across Canada, across our compacts, our fire departments, our volunteers. We have firefighters from all across Canada, from the northern states that are currently helping us with this significant and unprecedented wildfire season. And it's greatly appreciated and greatly needed. So again, thank you to everybody that is helping us. I'll also mention that the fire ban remains in effect, even though we are getting light showers and rain in some areas. We will continue to monitor and assess risk, and it will be evaluated over the coming weeks or week to determine if that should be lifted or lifted in areas. So with that, I will conclude and take any questions. Stephanie, back to you.
Okay, we'll start in the room. Yep.
Michael Watson, Prince Albert Daily Herald. So it seems like over the 24-hour span, there's not much change. Is that because of the work on the ground or just conditions?
You know what, I'll let Bryan speak to some of the great work that's going on the ground and the weather.
I guess, yeah, overall, when you're talking about numbers, I assume you mean number of active fires. Yeah. So fortunately enough, we haven't been picking up too many more human starts since the fire ban has taken place. So that's helped with the current number situation. And fortunately, we haven't received any lightning to start additional ones either. So we've been pretty much kind of status quo with the large fires that are going right now, and they're getting large, and they've impacted some lakes, which stopped their growth, and other natural barriers that kind of stop their growth. So things are kind of staying where they're at, and now with this reprieve, I hope that we do get, rain on these things, so that we can start establishing line and go more on the offensive than the defensive that we have been protecting structures. But I'm just glad that we're not getting more starts, and we can concentrate on the ones that we're currently dealing with. So
I think with the cooler temperatures over the last couple of days and the wind conditions changing a little bit have slowed the growth that we saw, over a number of days. But as Bryan mentioned, it's a combination of everything is what, but yes.
Thanks. I'll now go over to Teams for questions. Okay, we have Nicole Garn from 980 CGME.
Hi, can you hear me?
We can.
Hi there. So yeah, I spoke with, Nicole Garn with 980 CJME. I spoke with a Northern Fire chief this morning who told me he's been advised not to comment to media on the ongoing fires. I'm just wondering do we know why there's a reason chiefs are being told this?
I can't comment on that. I mean, we are, holding these daily briefings, and that may have been a decision by that local chief. I'm not, I can't comment on that.
Up next, we have Haley Mandrick.
Hi there, this is Hallie from CTV. First of all, I guess I was just curious. I know Scott Moe was listed as being here, and maybe I missed an update, but I was wondering where he might be this morning.
Well, we were advised that he was not coming. We were holding a daily briefing, but we were told that this was for our I guess that he would not be attending. So I'm not quite sure what the disconnect was there.
Yeah, no worries. Are you guys able to talk at all about the Emergency Community Support Program? Is that within your jurisdiction?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome. Well, then I was just wondering if you could share a little bit about the recent increase from $20 to $40 for individuals who are displaced right now. Can you talk a little bit about that decision and how it's intended to help?
Well, we know that the number of individuals have been impacted by the wildfires, have been displaced. The ones that are not being supported in the hotels are staying with family and friends. And the government recognized that it's been a number of years since those fees those supports had been increased, and there was a decision to increase them to support those that have been displaced and maybe displaced for a week or more, just to help offset some of those food costs that they're incurring while they're staying with family and friends. So it was a conscious decision by the government to increase those costs to support those that are evacuated.
Thank you very much.
I don't see any more questions. Another call out. Oh, Aaliyah?
Hi, can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So in regards to the funding for evacuees, the NDP is calling for cash transfers, and a few of the evacuees have mentioned that it's been challenging to get a hold of these vouchers, and especially with limited access and such. And I heard other provinces evacuees, which is accessible as well, e-transfers as opposed to vouchers.
Sorry, Aaliyah, we can't hear the question. Could you say it again?
Yeah,
Maybe can you type it in the chat?
can you hear me now?
Sorry, you're already broke up.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. I'm not sure what
No worries.
happened there. We gotta love technology. I was asking again about the funding that evacuees are receiving. A lot of them are saying with the vouchers that they have been granted, it's been hard to use them. It's been confusing, especially with accessibility. And I know other provinces are granting e-transfers to evacuees, and I was wondering if you've ever considered granting them e-transfers so it's more accessible and more straightforward for them.
I know SPSA has done different mechanisms to get the cash quickly in their hands. But if there is a concern from anybody that's been evacuated or being supported, they again call our 1-855-559-5502, or if they're being supported by the Red Cross, 1-800-863-6582. We're doing our utmost best to deal with those individuals that are having difficulty, whether it's with cash cards or getting those supports. But we just need to know where they are and how we can help them. But we consider all avenues to either streamline or improve our ability to support those that are evacuated.
Thank you very much.
Gates Guarin, you are up next.
Thanks, Gates Warren with Global News. Thanks for taking my question. And now that if there are any issues with the registering on the app, you've asked evacuees to call the SPSA's number. I was just curious if there was any concern that that number would have any, backlogs with the amount of people that have been calling. Just wondering if there was any, backup to that sort of situation, should it arise.
We continually look at the demands on the 1-855 line. We have done a call across government, and we have brought in and trained extra individuals to answer those calls. We will monitor that every day. If the call volume continues to increase, we'll continue to get more people on that so that we can meet that volume. So is it a concern? I wouldn't say it's a concern, but we're definitely looking at the possibility of that and how we would mitigate if those calls increased.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I'll do another call out for any more questions. Okay, it looks like we have no further questions. I want to thank everyone and have a safe rest of your day. We'll have another media availability tomorrow at 1:30.